Welcome. Welcome. The fresh air is overrated. The weekly source for anything gaming with Wild Matt and Curbs.
And Steiner.
Against Aaron.
Hey, welcome to Fresh Air is Overrated. It is episode number 263. I am Wild Matt in Ottawa, Canada. It is a Friday, of course, because that's our new day. Second week in a row. Right, Matt?
Yeah, thank God it's fucking Friday. Best day, man.
Hey, okay, so it doesn't matter for this week, but for next week, is there any way you can get your volume on your end higher?
Oh, yeah, that's totally possible.
Okay.
I can do it right now with the magic of mixers. Oh, they might have crackled there. Is it better?
Just a little bit, that's fine. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. I can even go higher if you want,
Nope,
good sir.
Nope, that's fine. Now we're equal now.
Oh, we're equal.
Yes.
We are equal but different.
Because last week I had to lower my mic to get to your mic, and I was just like, that's weird.
Yeah, you gotta get on. You gotta see. I don't have to rise up to your level. You gotta come down to my shitty level.
No, because I told you last week your audio is better.
Oh no, you sound beautiful, man. You sound like if I put butter across toast.
There you go. I got your video on the screen now. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's high-end production values.
Oh,
over
for
here,
sure.
man.
And you know what I'm gonna do for the first time in forever? I'm gonna save that presentation before I forget.
Whoa! Look
so
at
now
that.
next week
Utilizing
it's all
the
gonna be
features.
done. I don't even have to do anything next week. I click a load button and it's all there. It's all there.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
God. Thank God. Like you said,
High
thank God it's
quality.
Friday.
Yeah.
Roseanne's coming back. What else was on?
Oh
Boy
my
Meets
God!
World came back.
You're totally right. I watched the shit out of Roseanne, man.
Yeah.
I watched it when it was reruns, by the way. I didn't watch it when they were new. I was like young as a kid, and I was watching Roseanne.
I'm pretty sure I was watching it when it was new. That's because that show ran for what was it? 6 seasons? 5, 6? I forget.
Actually, off the top of my head, I want to say 6.
Yeah, so it's
Power
been on
of the internet.
It was on for a long time. So I used to watch, America's Funniest Home Videos was that on Friday or was that always on Sunday? I forget.
I've actually never seen that at its appropriate time. I've only watched it as like reruns on non-original channels.
Well, it's been on Sunday for a super long ass time. I'm just trying to remember because Full House. Was Full House on ABC TGIF? That might have been on Sunday as well.
Yes, that definitely was.
Okay,
I
well
know
then
that
America's Funniest Home Video was also on TGIF at one point then. Because that was
Okay, by the
after
way-
TGIF. And you were like, oh hey, Bob Saget's on these 2 shows, yeah!
Yeah, we're getting all excited. By the way, we're super wrong. Roseanne went for 9 seasons.
9, yeah. Like,
Holy shit.
yeah, I was like super young when that show started, and then I was a kid when it was done. I was a baby
9
when it started. Yeah.
seasons, man. Yeah, on Netflix, right?
No, it's on. Is it ABC again? I think it's on ABC again.
Oh, wow. I guess I'm so entrenched in the Netflix, like,
Comeback,
with,
shitty comeback thing.
yeah, that's whatever we're calling it, the shitty comeback thing. Did we really need more Full House? No. I watched the first season, like, yeah, this is like Full House.
Full House would have been okay with, like if all the cast wanted to do it and the production budget was like an actual real budget. I don't know. I just feel weird about Netflix. Like most of the shows on there, I feel are subpar, and I don't fully get why people watch it.
Now, I did not see Stranger Things, but is that one like an exception?
Stranger Things, that's not. Is that only on Netflix? Oh, that's on
now you can
Showtime.
get it on DVD and stuff, but it originally was only on Netflix. Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I'm looking this up.
I'm actually pretty sure.
I'm looking this up.
I remember
damn it.
reading. What was it? Because it was like a big deal that
it
it
is
was
on
the first
Netflix,
Netflix
okay.
show that you can get like on DVD or something. It was like the first one to do that.
I thought that it was on Showtime for some reason. But I
Oh, it
guess-
totally could be if they were willing to do
no,
DVD.
it's Netflix. It's Netflix.
Okay.
It might be on TV somewhere now, but it's
Yeah,
it's
let's
a
say if
Netflix
Netflix
thing.
was willing to make DVDs of their shit, who knows what else they were willing to license out, you know?
make the Blu-rays and then rent them out to people.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I called them I wonder. By the way, they were totally Blu-rays. I
Yeah.
just called them DVDs because any round disc, I'm still
Whatever,
gonna call
CD,
DVDs.
compact disc. They're all. That's the cool thing about those things is that the shape never changed. The media changed, but the shape's always
Yeah.
been the same. Like cartridges, it's like whatever. There's the big ones, tiny ones. You don't know. They're all different.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's get on to this
yeah.
show here. Megasearcher.com. Go check out that website. VODs, MP3s, it's all there. Go check it out. If you want to subscribe to our podcast, you could do it on Apple Podcasts, Podcast Addict, wherever else you can find podcasts. You'll find us. And if you want to watch us live, like I said, it's on Friday nights at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Suppose that's 3 p.m. Pacific. And it's on Mega Scorcher TV. That's on YouTube, Twitch, Mixer. Look us up, subscribe, like us, do all that stuff. Whatever, all that social media crap. All right, games we're playing. I only played one this week. And it's
I played
WWF Royal Rumble on the Sega Genesis. The crazy thing is that I've played this game like over 100 hours. It's got to be over 100. But it was the Super Nintendo version, never the Genesis version. And the Genesis version has 5 characters that the Super Nintendo version doesn't. Like Hulk Hogan's in this thing and a bunch of other characters. It's pretty cool. So that was basically the main difference.
I remember this one is the one by LJN.
Oh, they were all by LJN back then.
They made all of them, huh? They just made everything, didn't they, back then?
Well, LJN and Midway. Midway, that's where they shoved all their crap.
Man. Would you call that like because when it comes to wrestling games, I'm of that generation of what's like, well, no, that was of this NES, and I had those, but obviously I wasn't alive when they came out. But the thing was that my wrestling games were those famous, N64 ones. Like, what was like the wrestling ones for NES? Would you say it was this Royal Rumble one, or is it like a different one?
Oh, this is Super Nintendo. So here's the thing: they all pretty much
Super Nintendo,
sucked back then. They all pretty much sucked. You found enjoyment in the fact that you were like, oh, hey, look, that's like Hulk Hogan, and I did that leg drop one time. Sweet. And on the Super, on the regular Nintendo, it's even worse because I want WrestleMania is super terrible. I forget what the second Nintendo game is, but I want to say that one is way better. And then they made like 3 other ones after that were total shit. So I like LJN, Midway. It's always been crap. Like even the PlayStation 1 games before THQ took over.
Oh, God.
Not that great. They weren't that great.
I played those.
Yeah,
played those.
Warzone and Attitude.
Oh, my God. I also used to play that SmackDown series as well.
Oh, SmackDown is great.
Funny? It's funny. The only old wrestling game I played is actually this Royal Rumble one for Genesis, because it was funny. Because when I used to go to like a hangout place as a kid, like they only had Genesis, and they had this for some reason. So it's like the only old wrestling game I played.
My favorite thing doing 2-player in this was the Royal Rumble. You stood at like opposite sides of the ring, and then when somebody came into the Royal Rumble, you would Irish whip him into the other dude. And then the other dude would just throw him over the top rope. And then you'd just do that over and over. And then you'd fight at the end like it was a normal match.
Oh, yes. I remember those good old times.
Yeah. But those games are not great. They're not fun. We just made them fun because that's all we had back then.
Yeah, that's kind of how it worked out for me, too, when I would go to that freaking club every week.
Well, the internet wasn't, it's infancy back then. It was just starting. Like dial-up was just starting to be a mass appeal thing back then.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's all I played. Hey, I recorded that. It's on YouTube.
Yep, it's up there. It is up there, good folks. You can check it out. I played the same 3 that I played last week. I played more Monster Hunter, more PUBG, more Dragon Ball FighterZ. Or Fighters, sorry. Oh my God,
yes,
I'm going to keep doing that.
Here's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to do this. Oh, yeah.
Even it doesn't matter if you do that. I'm still going to do it the other way. This is how it's going to work.
Okay, I'm going to write this like that then. Bam.
For everyone who doesn't know, we have Google Docs.
Yes.
Or you could do that. That might work subliminally. Google Docs is an amazing thing.
I replaced the Z with an S, but I put the Z next to the R instead of having a space there to begin with. But
yeah, that way it's subliminally when we say fighters. I have to remember to emphasize that S with like Z sound, sort of. My follow-up with these games pretty much is, it's pretty much what I set up last week, but I will say that I'm getting more into the fighters storyline, and it is definitely something that's like a throwaway thing, but I like the witty dialogue like I was mentioning last week, and I'm definitely following up that is good enough.
Well, I do have a question about this. Have you seen the mods that have been popping up over this last week for this game?
Oh, no, I have not, actually.
So on the PC, The coolest mod that I've seen is Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you can just play as
That's
Sonic.
interesting. I wonder why they put Sonic in there.
And then there's a bunch of other characters. I saw Captain Falcon is in there, but he doesn't look that great. Like the model that they use just doesn't work in the engine all that well. Like the thing about I was gonna say Sega Sonic is that he looks like Sonic, but he also works in the cel shaded world really well. Like he kind of looks like he's actually in the game.
That makes sense because his art style would lend to being more towards a cartoonish type of,
yes, and he also transformed into a yellow, thing.
Yeah. He fucking goes supersonic.
So him throwing fireballs is weird, but him going yellow and all like crazy and going and charging up is not. That's not different.
Oh my goodness! I take it all back. I now realize why they put Sonic in there.
Yes.
I figured they just put more Dragon Ball characters in there that they wanted.
So is the yellow? Is the him turning yellow inspired by Dragon Ball?
You know what? Here's the thing. When I did a little research back in the day, it seems like it's debatable if you match up like the timelines of when Super Saiyan was revealed and everything. Like it's definitely influenced. That's my take on it. That yeah, they fucking were influenced by this for sure. Because the time period isn't that drastic to where it's like for sure. But yeah, I say yes.
Yeah, and Dragon Ball Z is old. So and Sega, Sega was in the know. They're kind of Japanese themselves, so
Yeah, it's definitely homaged. I would say.
Yeah.
I fucking say that for sure.
So yeah, those games
and Monster
remain
Hunter
to
World
be
is
good
still
games.
great as well as the other stuff I've been playing.
Well, PUBG. I said good games. PUBG. I'm gonna qualify that. I'm not gonna call that a good game. It's just a very popular game. That's okay.
Yeah.
It's like Minecraft.
I feel like the gameplay experience is unique and worth it, and it's fun to play with people.
Yeah, sure.
That is the draw.
But here's how I feel. It's like Minecraft. It's not super revolutionary. It's not going to blow your mind, but if you get into it, you're going to get into it.
Yeah, I definitely would put it in that category because Minecraft itself was nothing amazing, but what it did to the world, like what it did to the outside world.
And if you find people to play with, and, there's a lot of randomness that happens in both those games that is a lot of fun. That if you're recording and you're a streamer, it's a fun game to have on because a lot of randomness happens.
Oh, for sure. You get some crazy events that go on. Teaming up with your buddies is always fun. And if the people try to get like esports about it, I feel like that's where it drops off because like you said, it's really nothing mechanically really cool about this game. And it's still, honestly, even though it's released, boys and girls, it still feels like an early access game. It's fucking buggy as fuck still.
It's way better than it was before. That's so, cool.
Yep. I will give them that. It is definitely that.
The online connection seems way stronger than it was before. Sometimes, like just watching people play, you could just tell that there was lag, some weird stuff like.
Or they're hacking, Wild Matt. They're hacking.
No, because it was weird stuff like the bullet, like he was like the message of him popping up, dying would pop up, but like his body would fall over like a half second after. Like
it's
weird stuff like
for
that.
Sure. Yeah. And I've never met a real hacker because I feel like the hacker problem's only up on the higher levels.
Yes, the higher levels for sure because they're grinding. They're grinding.
Yeah, they're grinding, and I ain't good, so I ain't never gonna see those hackers.
Yeah,
that's what I've been playing pretty much.
There's one other thing I wanted to say about PUBG, but I forgot. So.
Oh, you don't remember? Yeah.
Yeah. Let's move on then. I suppose.
Yeah.
Let's go on to the new releases.
Oh yeah, them sweet new releases.
There's not too much this week. The Switch remains to be a bunch of old stuff for this week again, so I'm not going to bring those up. But there's Drunken Bar Fight for the PlayStation VR. That's on. I think it's on the Vive and Oculus already, but it's a fucking awesome game. It's a fun party game, is what I'm going to describe it as, where you're in a bar and you're just fighting people, and you can like pick up bottles and smash it over people's heads and pick up chairs. It looks ridiculous when you're watching it in third person too, so that's why I would say this is an awesome party game, because you can look at what they're doing in the game while they're also doing it, and all of it looks fucking silly. So
God, you know what I love about it the most? These specifically in this game too, it's relevant to this one, but the other VR games it's relevant to them as well. But in this game, man, you just like love picking up shit and just throwing it. Like VR games are just made for picking up shit and just throwing it.
Yeah,
It's so fun.
when you have a VR game and the first thing you go to pick up is not interactable, you're just like, oh.
Well, like, what is this game? Developers get on that level.
Yeah, it's just like, if you're gonna make something, just go all out on the VR, because that's the only thing you can do right now. It's not like here's the games you can make with VR right now: sitting in a pod that's moving. That's it. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. That's
they've
that's
got those
exciting.
Experiences
Yeah.
down pat.
Yeah, everything
sure.
else is just like hit or miss. Like Minecraft works fine, but it's it's not amazing. And except for that, like racing games, dude, racing games in VR when you have a steering wheel, and it just the thing that's weird though is you don't feel the sensation of driving. So the first time I started racing, I just floored it, and I just went like full blown across this track around the corner. I didn't even go close to around the corner. I just went straight. I was just okay. That's
yeah.
you got to get used to it.
You know, I liked what I saw at CES where they had the full experience. Like, we have a thing that will rumble when you're wearing the VR headset, and it will create wind. And I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense then.
There's a fan on it that blows in your face. Sweet.
Yes, and we simulate the stench of the gasoline leaking as it blows up.
And then when you go in the pit, there's actual people with power tools going, and you feel it. You feel it. It's awesome.
My god. Can you imagine if they actually went that far though for all that? That would be so fucking crazy. I'd do it once.
At a convention,
like, yes,
that would be the longest line, because I bet everybody would want to do that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Talk about bar fight though.
Oh sure,
definitely good.
Sure.
Yeah, and it's great that Sony man, I'm so glad that the VR headset for Sony exists. They don't. It's like so nice because it's like it helps it make it more mainstream and gets actual. Maybe if we give it a couple of years, we're gonna have some good shit.
I can't wait till it actually goes on sale. That's what I want it to go. Like if it can be like $250, that would be like my threshold price of being like. And then if it goes to $200, I'm getting it. I'm not even gonna think about it. I'm just boom getting it right there.
Yeah, that's that price range you need.
Yeah, because I already have the VR for the phones, and I paid $100 for that. And I feel like $200 for like an actual like VR with controllers and the camera you got to put down to be, that's $200 worth. I would pay that right now.
Oh yeah.
Kingdom Come Deliverance is an open world like Renaissance game where it's all old timey and it's all specific. Like even the combat's like you can't be that awesome in this game because it's time specific. So it's very realistic. It's a very realistic game. It's on the PC, Xbox, PS4, Mac, and Linux. There's a racing game called Monster Energy Supercross that is actually published by Square Enix. I want to say, I could be wrong, but I want to say that's Square Enix. Yeah. They make a few racing games. So that's on the Switch, the PS4, the Xbox, and the PC. Bayonetta 1 and 2 came out on the Switch. So
makes sense because they're making another Bayonetta, so they're
and
build up
the 2 came out on the system that got surpassed by this system in literally 2 days. So so they would want
Bayonetta 2 was like the only reason to get a no, it wasn't the only reason, but it was like a reason to get the
I had
Wii U.
I had a Wii U. I didn't have Bayonetta 2.
Oh man. Yeah. Well, now you can play on the Switch.
I don't have a Switch. Dude,
you have a Switch Wild, Matt.
Dude, a Switch is fucking expensive.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ,
it's actually worth it this time. But think about here's what you should have done.
It's not worth it.
Predicted that the Wii U was going to be shitty, and then saved that money to buy the Switch.
No, because the Wii U was affordable. The Switch,
yeah, it was.
In Canada. Yeah. If you want just a standard setup with a game, it's like $700.
Yeah, but wait, is that Canadian rupees or is that
Canadian?
Is that
it's
translated?
Canadian. It's Canadian.
Okay,
so in American, it's maybe like $620.
Yeah, I'm bringing up the converter now.
It's still too fucking much. It's fucking expensive, man. It's ridiculous. Dynasty Warriors 9 for the PS4, Xbox One, and PC. That could be the biggest release of the week, I guess. Hey, there's Dynasty Warriors this weekend. There's not much else.
It blows my mind how much the brand of Dynasty Warriors is still good because I shit you not, Wild Man. I know people who go, "Oh shit, man, Dynasty Warriors is coming out. I'm getting that shit. I'm super hyped. I've been following it for years or months or whatever they say," and I'm like, "What? This still garners people getting hyped? I didn't know this."
Was it Dynasty Warriors 8 or is it this one that's going open world?
Oh, I know nothing about this Dynasty Warriors.
No, was it 8 or one of the Dynasty Warriors went open world, and it actually looked kind of cool. It looked a Monster Hunter E in a way. Like it looked okay. I don't know. It looked like it evolved a little bit, just a little tiny bit. It's still fighting a bunch of people that aren't very intelligent, and then you occasionally fight a boss. Anyways,
so yeah, it looks like 9 did go open world according to some articles
Okay.
I'm reading here.
Okay, so it's 9. The footage I saw of 9 looks decent, and the graphics are okay. I mean, Japanese games, man, I don't know. People are getting into them again, I guess.
It's so weird though. Like I think of Dynasty Warriors like, oh, it's just Dynasty Warriors. It's this, and this. That's what I think about it. But when I hear, I loved Hyrule Warriors. I just liked what they took, like the Dynasty Warrior people took their formula and put it in a different franchise, and somehow I didn't care again. Like I mean, I cared in terms of, oh, it's even though it's Dynasty Warriors, I love the skin on it. So that's what's interesting. 'Cause I love that Gundam one. That was pretty much Dynasty Warriors, but it was Gundam. I love that. But if we talk about generic Dynasty Warriors, I don't care.
The Zelda one, yeah, all that stuff. I don't want to play any of them. They were really cool back on. Was it the PS2 that the first one was on, or the PS1? Was it the PS1?
I guess it's got to be PS1 because that was when they were showing off like how much shit we can fit on the screen.
So yeah, okay. So back then it was awesome, and when I played it on the PSP, it was kind of like, ooh, this kind of looks good for a PSP game. Then besides that, no, thank you. I don't want to play that.
And you think it would be the opposite because now we've got such powerful consoles. Well, okay, relatively speaking, we got such powerful consoles. We could fit more shit in the screen. So you think these games would just get better?
Just play Assassin's Creed. Just go play Assassin's Creed.
Just go play Assassin's Creed where these guys are on, right, where it gets generated. There you go.
There's a lot of people in those games. The crowds are smarter than in this game. That's the thing, though. 9 actually looks better, so I'm not going to pass judgment off on it right away. But 9 did look better. Not that the bar was very high. All right. Fee or Fe? They showed that off at E3 last year. EA did. It's like some indie game. It looks pretty cool. A lot of purples and blacks and whites. It's coming out on the Switch, PC, and PS4. Or it is already out. Right now. You can go get it. And Owlboy is a 2D side-scrolling game for the PS4 and the Switch.
I actually played Owlboy before.
I've never heard of it before today.
So it was a PC game first, obviously. It was an indie game.
I see.
It's one of those pixel art games where they took like 6 years of development because they did it all by hand, the pixel art, and they had designed everything.
It does accomplish that look of, looking like a pixel art game.
They took a long time with their animations with the pixel art and the world they built, and it's it's a decent game actually. The way you can fly with the Owlboy, it interacts well with like when you go flying from jumping to just for your platforming. When it comes to these games, even like Fee too, a lot of these games, like my big appeal to them is the artwork. Like it doesn't necessarily have to be an amazing game as long as it's good enough. I just love playing this game because of the art style and it's pretty to look at and it's fun to be immersed in that world. It's never about the gameplay of me with these games, but they look so beautiful. Wow, I'm telling you, Owlboy looks so good. It's fun to watch and the animations on a nice screen, computer monitor.
Woo. It is nice what people can do, making game look old but new at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a bunch of PS4 games. I'm assuming that these are a bunch of VR games. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. So Knockout League is a single-player arcade-style virtual reality boxing game from Crab Games. Okay, cool. Sprint Vector is a first-person racing platformer for VR. So, Mirror's Edge, kind of, but in VR, I guess. Mm-hmm. And Slice and Dice is a fighting game. So Slice and Dice might just be a PC. It's okay. So this is just a fighting game. Cool.
Yep.
All right, that's it for new releases. Let's go to the news of the week. So let's start it off with THQ. Remember them?
Oh, yeah.
They went out of business, and then Nordic bought them, and then they're known as THQ Nordic now. So they had a few games. I forget. What's the... Oh, Darkstalkers. They own Darkstalkers. That's pretty much...
Oh, yes.
That's pretty much it. I don't know what else they own. Well, here's the thing. They bought Koch Media, which is Deep Silver as well, whatever you want to actually call them. So Saints Row, Metro, Dead Island, Red Faction, all the stuff that went the other way from THQ is now back with THQ. So the next Saints Row game is going to be published by THQ Nordic.
Isn't
So,
that nuts how it plays out
fun
like this,
times.
man?
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
It's how all the brands spread and everyone bought them up. But it's like, oh, wait, we didn't really do anything with this. We got to get sold. Yeah.
Well, it's funny because Warfront, is that the game? And then there was a Warfront 2, kind of like a PTSD first-person war game. Was it Warfront? I forget what the fuck that game was called. Anyways, so the second one, the developer was always Crytek, and THQ published it. And then the second one was during all this bullshit where THQ went bankrupt. So CryEngine or Crytek, sorry, bought it up from them, and they self-published it themselves, and then they sold Warfront back to Koch Media. So Warfront is back with THQ now. So that went a super roundabout way back to THQ.
Is it Warfront Turning Point? Is that what the game you're talking about?
I forget.
No, probably. I don't think this is it. I take this
Warfront Crytek.
This is. Yeah, you might have to put, because this, according to this, is from Digital Reality.
No,
so
that's
I might have the wrong game here.
Warface Crytek. I'm just gonna,
too many games are like
THQ.
war, man.
That's gonna help me probably.
Yeah, just look up THQ. But yeah, while you're looking that up, man, it's just like any other industry when things get passed around. But it's really interesting with video games because it's like those banners that start from the front of the game, and then who owns this and that. And it's like, depending on who owns it, it comes down to your availability of playing that game legally again, Because if you sold your shit, or you gotta rely on like maybe
and that's dangerous now with how games are released digitally. If a game only comes out digitally, then you're kind of screwed if that game goes away.
Yeah, because that company goes down or gets sold, then they want to rebrand, redo this, rethink it, or it just goes away. It sucks,
a lot of people fucking hate EA for that right now because they actually have a lot of games that people do care about that they could probably just release somehow on like their EA. What's their EA thing again?
EA Access?
No, but Steam. What the fuck is their Steam again?
Oh, Origin. You're talking about.
Origin. Yeah. So imagine if Origin just had like Skate or Die on it and Ski or Die and all their fucking back catalog, like Road Rash. Just fucking throw everything on there. Just throw it all. $10 a month gets you fucking everything. Everything. They do that with Access, but it's not literally everything. It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's not everything, unfortunately. And like this whole this example of this News of the Week story here with the THQ stuff coming back, it's cool, but it also shows a good example of why some people are against full digital, like you were just bringing up, because look at what happens. Look how long it took to get more things back under the same banner,
Well, like Red Faction was never coming back either way. So this gives it hope. This gives it hope now, maybe. But Metro, Dead Island, Saints Row, they were all fine. They were all fine.
Notoriety of the actual titles themselves, but just the idea of things coming back.
Yeah. All right. So more speedrunning news this week. So Super Mario Brothers is the first one. The speed run was broken today. Earlier today, it was like noon or something. By Cosmic. He beat it by 4 frames, aka 66 milliseconds. So when you saw him break the record on the stream, it literally displayed the same number as the other dude that had it. It was just like, he got all excited. It was just like at the same time, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, I beat it by 4 frames." I was like, "Oh, okay, cool, cool."
That's pretty amazing, man. I actually heard it. This is one of the few speedrunners I actually know.
Yeah, well, the Super Mario speedrunners are usually the most popular because they usually do all the Super Mario games.
Yeah, I would say the Zelda people are kind of popular too.
Yeah, I guess so, because the Zelda people usually pop up in other shit too. The Nintendo people
totally,
to play a lot
of
stuff.
I definitely agree with that. Man,
so
speedrunners, man.
Right now, there's 2 spots that they say that maybe they can do a glitch to improve the speed, but right now, this is probably the top speed that is going to exist for a while. People might beat it by another, 4 frames, but except for that, this is probably the best human set time that they can do right now. So cool.
That's pretty amazing. GG, human race.
Yes.
Speedrunners are the best.
I had other speedrunning news this week, but I don't. Did I write it down? Oh yeah, BioShock Infinite. Yes,
BioShock Infinite here, man.
Yeah. So there's a lot of random chance in that game to get a lot of items, and there's a specific item that you only have a 2% chance of getting, and it is a hat that makes you run faster when you get hit a bunch. So the point is you get that hat and you just get hit by enemies and then you keep running and you run way faster. So what they have agreed upon, the speedrunning community as a whole, they said we're just going to set a percentage that is, hey, this is the percentage with that mod enabled. So that's cool. So if you want a mod to have this hat, you're guaranteed to get this hat in the game, you're going to get it, and then you can speedrun. And then there's a score set on that. So that's fun.
Yeah. The way I treat this is it's just as long as it's its own category. Like, hey, this is the category for the mod, then I'm fine. Because there was a lot of controversy when the whole Zelda thing happened. Like, oh, how do we treat this amiibo? People were like, no, that's not true speedrunning. You have to use an outside thing. And then, but I was like, well, as long as I put a new different category, I think it's fine. And I think this falls under that same thing.
Dude, that dude beat Super Mario World on the Super Nintendo with 4 controllers plugged in, a bunch of buttons taped down. Like, come on, the amiibo counts. Like, come on. This is just some semantics now. That's like the amiibo should count for any percent, and then maybe have an any percent without amiibo. Like that's how you solve that.
Yeah,
problem.
I think that's what they settled on eventually. But I remember that was a big controversy when that first happened, and this falls into that same thing.
It's not my fault. Nintendo are stupid with their fucking amiibos. It's not my fault.
Yeah, I will say philosophically, I think it you shouldn't do it. You should do it has just its own. You take the game, but as long as they make a new category, then my thing's invalid. So.
Well, the thing is a lot of Infinite speedrunners were just saying, fuck this, I'm not going to spend 100 hours just to try to get this fucking hat, so I might have a chance to set a speedrunning record.
Yeah, exactly. So
even if you do get the hat, you still have to play good, you know?
So make its own category, get your hat, there you go.
Yeah.
That solves the issue. And then there'll just be a pure speedrun version for it. And hey, maybe in that pure run, you'll actually get it, that 2%, and then you'll be the best in the any percent.
Sure.
Watch.
Sure.
It will happen one day. Watch.
There's a dev that CEO'd his employees this week, and he said, hey, post some Steam reviews that are positive. And Valve got a tip about that email, and they removed all their fucking games from Valve. They were like, get the fuck out of here. I'm not even going to say their name. I'm not even going to glorify these people. It's kind of sad for the developers and the employees there, but what can you do?
Hey, man, why are people still trying to do this? This is so dumb.
It's clearly been tried before, and it's clearly been laid out that you can't. So maybe when you have when you're the CEO of a company, maybe you should kind of know these things about Steam.
Yeah, they probably knew what they were doing.
Well, yeah, sure. This guy.
They might be playing the dumb card now, but yeah, they knew the fuck they were doing. Come on.
100%. 100%, but it sucks for the employees still. I'm sure not all the employees did it either.
To not be in Steam, that's a big financial hit. Good luck selling games.
Yes and no. I mean, here's the problem with Steam is that there's fucking 2,000 games out every month. Okay, it's not up to that point yet, but we're getting close. It's really fucking close. I think it's like 685 per month is the average right now, which is just insane.
They get quite a bit.
It's just insane. That's just ridiculous. Who the fuck's gonna buy any games that aren't, mass appealed and advertised, and man, it's hard. It's hard on Steam. It's like selling games on iOS. You just got to get lucky that it catches fire. Like, it's hard. It's hard life out there.
Yeah, it is. It's hard if you're just gonna throw it out there with no type of advertisement. You're gonna have a rough time.
And if it's not a good game, and you got to get people to put out good word out there for you, especially your employees, it's not good. Maybe maybe make your friends do it. That's a little bit more okay, I suppose. But all right, Chrome. I have Firefox and Chrome right now. I kind of prefer Firefox more these days than I did Chrome. I've been using Chrome for like the last fucking 15 years of my life. It's
been that long?
Oh, dude, yes. I was in high school.
I feel like Chrome came out in like 2000.
No, I was in high school. I was in 2007?
Maybe 2008?
I'm looking this up right now, but
I don't feel like it was out in like 05.
Oh no, it was 05, 06. It's got 2008. It's 2008.
I don't know.
It's 2008.
Yeah,
it's 2008. It's 08. It's 08.
Okay, good. 10 years. All right. Damn, time flies.
Yeah. So I wasn't that far off with 15.
Well, why are you reconsidering now, Wild Matt?
Oh, okay. So today, this isn't even the news. I'm going to bring up the news after. So I have an extension on my Chrome that's called Script Block. It's really nice. I like it. I had to find something that wasn't no script because that was only on Firefox. So I found this thing called Script Lock, and it does what I want. It doesn't load scripts from any other sites. I say that it can't. All right, so there you go. That's why I use it. Okay,
a nice extension to help you be more secure.
Yes. Today I just started browsing for about an hour or two, and then I realized, hey, it's not there. So I go to my extensions, and it says this app has violated Google's store policy, and I'm just like, well, fucking thanks. You could have at least told me when I loaded the fucking browser. So I was browsing for about 2 hours without that script block loaded. So luckily I didn't really go anywhere, but who knows? Maybe I got infected with some bullshit that I don't know now. But it's annoying.
Wild,
it's annoying. And then today they're enabling ad blocking on their browsers natively. So on the phone and on the PCs, you have an ad blocker now that will block ads that they deem intrusive. So like if it takes a certain amount of the screen, if it does, if there's sound on from it, it's just going to block it and then replace it possibly with their own ads, which is kind of weird. But yeah, so I guess it's going to be better, but I don't know.
My whole opinion on this is one. Okay, maybe script block did actually violate policy, but here's the thing: it probably violated policy because they were introducing their own thing, so they were trying to finally take advantage of it, pretty much. So that explains that aspect. Now, the idea of them doing the blocking, there's positives and negatives. It comes down to is, do you trust Google? Guess what? Right now, they're still okay, but Google is starting to shake off finally after all these years. They're starting to go into the territory of non-trust, and unfortunately, we're so heavily invested in these things. It'd be nice if we still had the option to turn it off their thing and still use our extensions of the people that we trust. They should provide that option. I do trust Google. I do think that in the beginning right now, they are going to block the things that are bad. But to not have the option is ridiculous. And they used to be all about
it's the same
options.
thing with I feel the same way with the Apple Store and Steam. You know, you got to have trust in the company, and that's hard to have, really, because they're bound to fuck up, and some of their fuck ups are bigger, like Sony. You know, that fuck up was pretty big, and it's pretty irresponsible of them, and it's hard to be apologetic to them for that one, right? There's some things that you can go like, oh, okay, companies are going to get hacked, this shit's going to happen, but it's Google's weird right now because they're getting sued from everybody for discrimination. Like literally everybody is suing them for discrimination. White men, white females, black people, Asian people, everybody. Male, female, binary, trans, whatever, all of them. They're all suing Google right now. It's funny. We live in a weird world. But here's the thing, though. Google pretends to be an open platform that accepts everybody, and that's just not the truth. It's not the truth.
Yeah, it's not the truth anymore. Now, since they're getting, like you mentioned, since they're getting hit from every direction now, they're trying to stay alive and stay afloat and adapt so they can take less damage. In the very beginning of Google's lifespan, when they started doing Gmail and everything else, I truly believe at one point they were very like, hey, this is Gmail. Use it. We're not going to say you get this email, this. Hey, you're using Google Wave. Hey, you're using Google Plus. You'll do this.
Sure.
But now it's like they're getting hit so hard, man. Like you said, they're in that territory now where we can't trust them as much anymore. They're just like any other company now.
Well, it's not the fact that we have to distrust them. It's just that they're not really upfront with what they do. If they were more upfront with, look, sometimes we disagree with what people say, and sometimes they're very extreme about what they say, so we will remove their ads. That's just how we roll. If they said that, I'd be like, hey, cool. But they don't. They pretend that they love and accept everybody with open arms, and we're all going to hug and kiss you. But they don't do that.
That's definitely their forward-facing outlook. Even the only way you're going to find out that they're really not for everybody is if you read like the fine print of all like the AdSense agreements and the terms of services. And if you actually take the time to read that, like you said, no, they're really not. They word everything so if they want to dip out on you, they could dip out on you immediately.
Yeah.
So they just like to put that forward-facing part of it.
Well, it's not even just dipping out. It's just sometimes they will just straight up remove videos from YouTube, and it's just like that wasn't it wasn't porn. It wasn't. It was what?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's true. Like if you see what, like, even though YouTube is its own entity, blah blah blah, but still
Yeah.
all under everything, just like everything's under Alphabet.
Mhm.
Yeah, if they're willing to have some of their other subsidiaries do all that, what does that, like you just said, what does that say about their stuff?
Well,
What
here's
makes
the
the
thing.
Chrome team not want to be like,
look, ABC's not like, hey, give us all your videos. We're gonna show it on our station. You know, that's not how it works. It's different. So with YouTube, they gotta just, if they were more upfront with how their policies were, I'd be like, okay, cool. I'm more okay with YouTube now, with Google overall now, to be honest, because Google Docs, Google Gmail, do whatever the fuck you want with that shit. I don't even read the fucking fine print. Do whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. Read all my documents. Read all my emails. Whatever. But with YouTube, it's just, it's, oh man, especially right now. I feel like in 2018, people are ready to fucking explode. And YouTube has a lot of people talking shit on it. So,
yeah, and this whole disabling certain things and then now introducing their own thing is just another thing to add to the top of it, you know?
Yeah, I love my Android phone. I love it way more than my fucking Apple phone that I had before it.
I have a Windows phone.
But
Wow,
yeah,
man.
that's who knows? I could have a Windows phone in 5 years from now. I could have this other mystery
Oh, it's not gonna be
OS.
much better. Microsoft's doing the same thing with the tracking now. It's getting really bad for them too. So
I'm gonna have Chrome OS on my phone in 5 years.
there you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just go deeper into Google.
Hey man, but they're all apps out there aren't so super bad. Like look at Xbox app, they're introducing new functionality.
Sure. So on the phone, this is cool. You can actually chat with your buddies in party chat on your phone anywhere
With the
you
Xbox
want.
mobile app,
Yeah,
yeah.
so they can be on their Xbox. You can be on your phone fucking in China talking to them on the Xbox.
Man,
That's
can we
cool.
give it up to the Xbox division who have been trying to dig themselves out of bad PR for so long? We've gotten so much good shit from that.
So I've been saying this for the last year. Xbox has looked amazing forever. Their backwards compatibility stuff is all fucking amazing. Like the Xbox is very, very appealing right now. They're making that shit look good.
Yeah. If Joe Schmo, a guy who, isn't a big gamer, but he plays games, because I have people who come up to me and say, oh, you're the game, you do the shows and stuff, and you know about games.
Mm-hmm.
They came up to me now, objectively, I would say, yo, dude, honestly, just get an Xbox. Like, Sony is great, but right now, since they still feel they're air-quoted in the lead,
it depends on the price. It depends on price. If you don't care about the price, go full on the Xbox X. But if you do care about the price, I'm probably still going to say the PS4 Slim. Because it is cheaper and you do get games packed in with it.
Well, there's always the Xbox S. If you don't have a 4K
yeah,
TV,
but I don't think the S. I don't think the S comes with a game. That could have changed. That could have changed by now, but at first it did not.
Mm-hmm.
So I still think that the PS4 is overall cheaper, and that's why it's still ahead.
Mm-hmm.
But no, the Xbox
price is a big factor for people.
Let's say you had an Xbox 360 or an Xbox original, and you still have those games. Fucking get the Xbox One, because that backwards compatibility stuff is amazing. It's amazing.
And most likely, most people do have a lot of Xbox 360 games.
Yes, probably. It's been around for quite a long time. So
man, pat on my back for Xbox, man. They keep making new functionality and stuff all the time. They're trying so hard to look so good.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people that still think that you have to be always connected with that thing, which is just not right.
I know they've been digging themselves out that fucking PR disaster for so long.
Yeah, and that was never even officially true. It was just, stuff that leaked out and everybody was freaking out.
Yeah. And then Sony, I remember when Sony ate that up all those years ago.
Well, I guess it was kind of true. I guess they did kind of talk about that. But, I mean, they worded it in a way that they could have gotten themselves out of it, and they did. So it's yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
That was all before the Xbox was even out.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Mafia 3 developer Hangar 13 got hit with massive layoffs today, I believe. But sometime this week, I think. And
what else has Hangar 13 done besides? Because Mafia 3, don't get me wrong, it wasn't like a complete piece of poop, but it really wasn't that good of a game. In my opinion.
Because I don't know. Either way, that's a pretty good name for a developer. I stand by that name.
Oh, yeah. What have they done? Oh, my God. What, they've...
13.
Oh, no. Sorry, hang on. I've totally got the wrong thing here. I thought they made fucking...
No, here.
Mafia
oh 3. My God. Literally the only game they
according
made.
to Wikipedia, the only game they've ever made was Mafia 3.
Yeah,
so.
well, because here's what happened, is that they took somebody from LucasArts that was their creative director, Hayden Blackman. That's a pretty good name. So they gave him a studio, and they said, work on Mafia 3. I remember this because, yeah, it was 2K Czech.
Yeah, 2K is their parent company. So essentially, this is a 2K developer. It's just a Yeah, that's pretty much it. They're only talking about that guy you were talking about, pretty much. They're not really saying, like, oh, some Harmonix people were in there.
I'm assuming that you heard about Meghan Eternals and Gavin Free.
Yes, I did. I've actually been following it a little bit as well.
So if you don't know, Meghan Eternals is a cosplayer, gamer, personality person on the internet, and Gavin does the slow motion stuff.
Hey, man, that's Rooster Teeth. Come on, man. The slow-mo thing was a side thing, man. Rooster Teeth first.
Is that what he's from?
He's from Rooster Teeth, yeah.
I don't watch Rooster Teeth, so I don't know. Hey, Joe Savage.
So Rooster Teeth was his main thing, and then Slow-Mo Guy was a side YouTube
let's say
thing, let's
say that I am very proud of him for spinning out of Rooster Teeth and doing his own thing.
No, he's still there. He's still at Rooster Teeth.
Shh. He has his own YouTube original series.
Okay, all right. All right, that's what we'll talk about. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about the important part of his life.
Okay, so they were both they were both a part of Rooster Teeth then. So
yeah, I think she was too. I don't remember what the fuck she did.
Yeah, she was with the video game stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there we go. That's how they connected at Rooster Teeth. We figured it out. So anyways, they were forced to hide in their closet like last month, a month and a half ago. It's crazy that they were able to keep it hidden for this long. But I think it was Gizmodo that released the story. I forget, some site. But anyways, some dude came in with a gun in the middle of the night. Yeah. It's like 5 a.m. or some shit like that. It's crazy. So, and he shot he shot in the house one time. Kaboom! One shot.
Yeah, he was trying to like scare people. Probably was trying to scare them or actually shoot them randomly. So, well, the main goal was to kill Gavin, apparently. So,
well, yeah, what, a dude with a gun liked a girl on YouTube? What? So that's
what, a hot cosplay chick had a crazy guy.
That's not the part that is shocking. It's the part that he actually went out and did something about it.
Oh, so, for
sure. He drove what? Was it 11 hours?
Yeah, he drove like cross. I want to say, was he okay? This part I don't know. I thought he was like from Canada or something. He drove down. That part I'm not clear about. But he did drive.
Definitely not Canada. Yes, it's definitely not Canada. But yes, it was 11 hours. I remember that much of the story. But anyways,
I do not know where though.
So he got out of the house. The cop showed up. Apparently, he shot at the cops while backing up, and they shot at him, and he's dead now. So good. And guess what? I'm not gonna call you out by name, motherfucker. Never.
He's
never.
Gone.
Yes. Just like the dude that
going forward, man.
Just like the dude that shot up the school in Florida. Like, hey, media, shut the fuck up about his name. Just call him anything else. Anything else. Terrorist, lone wolf, motherfucker. I don't care. I don't care. Just don't use his fucking name and stop using the fucking scoreboards. Oh, hey, this is the ninth most deadliest shooting in American history. And they show a fucking scoreboard with like, it's like a graph. Here's the number one. Boom, this bar is this big. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, the thing is they're driven by views, man. That's like a whole seperate issue. They got to get those views. That's what they do.
Well, so I brought that up specifically because there's a news story relating to the Florida shooting. Some dude, I forget, was it? What state was it? I don't even want to call him out by name either. But he said, video game violence has something to do with it. This shit, and we got to do something about it. It's just like, what the fuck are we doing? Okay, so here's the problem. Guns and mental health. That's the two main problems, okay? If you want to touch on other things, let's start with the fucking media calling out them by name and having scoreboards. Let's get rid of that. Let's make that a law that you can't fucking have a scoreboard of fucking shootings. Like, what are we doing?
That makes sense. Because it's more than... Yes, okay. The thing, people, if you read a book, it doesn't go out and shoot yourself. If you play a game, it's going to make you out goose and do something. What the bigger issue is that everything's just feeding into each other. That's the thing. So the thing is, we need to solve these issues and not make scapegoats. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that just sucks. And even like this Gavin and Meghan thing, man, it's like the problem there is now because they're, internet people you have that issue where it's more air quotes more of a connection than like a TV
it's
star.
100% more intimate because.
And the biggest problem, you know what it actually is, that these internet celebrities can't make as much money as super celebrities, so they can't buy compounds to be safe. So it sucks if you want to be like a popular internet celebrity.
So like, well, like here's the thing, like somebody that's listened to this show for 2 seconds knows more about me than fucking probably Leonardo DiCaprio. I don't fucking know anything about Leo except that he loves fucking women and he has a lot of money. That's all I know. That's all I know about him.
Celebrity has a bigger risk.
Yes, I know more about fucking Gavin. You know, he's a nerdy dude. He plays video games. He likes doing nerdy things like recording slow motion videos and with his other British friend and there you go. I know more about Gavin than I do fucking Leonardo.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely 100% more intimate. So I kind of get why you would get infatuated with girls. Look, when I get infatuated with a girl, it's like, oh, it squeezes my whole life, and it's I want this so much. But like to actually do something about it, it's just insane.
Mm-hmm. So it just shows that you have to just be careful. It's like, honestly, could they have really done any? There was just another guy who was fucked up. Just what it is, and it's just they got really lucky, and I'm glad they survived. You know, sucks, and it's just gonna keep happening because internet people are more susceptible. They cannot afford, like, honestly, yeah, you can probably Google Beyonce lives. There's no way you're even walking up in 10 feet because the way they live in these nice big mansion type areas that are off a street.
Oh well, and Jay-Z's also there with fucking 1,000 guns. So, you know?
Well, there's that too. So it just sucks for internet celebrity people, man. Keep safe out there, boys.
Yeah, I would suggest that Gavin probably get a gun. He's probably shot one in all of his slow motion videos, so he's probably capable of shooting guns. I would assume. Meg probably too. She's a pretty girl on the internet, so I'm assuming she's shot a gun in a video at some point.
Yeah, probably. I'm gonna cosplay as a soldier today.
Yeah, I'm quiet from Metal Gear, and I'm gonna shoot this sniper rifle today.
I wonder if she actually cosplays quiet. That'd be so hilarious.
No idea.
I have no idea either. I know dick about her. I know more about Gavin.
I'm trying to think about one cosplay that I know her of, because cosplay is probably the only thing that I do know her work from. But I'm trying to think. Princess Peach, maybe? I don't know. I don't remember.
Well, when you just do a search for her, you just get a generic lingerie photo as the first photo.
What? So. A cosplayer with booby pictures? No. That's insane.
No, it's like for clothes that you could buy. Okay, I see.
Oh, you could buy those brown panties she has on? What?
Yeah, I know.
No way.
But so going forward, these issues are just to stem from major issues that are going on in America. And I would debate just I'll say mostly America right now. There's probably other first world or second world, whatever color world, they have the same kind of mental issues. Until it's addressed, there's really nothing you can do about it other than protect yourself, guys. That's the best advice I honestly can give anybody.
It's a rough world out there.
Yeah.
It is. Where do they live?
Overall, I don't think it's complete bullshit out there, but you should definitely not. Everything isn't sunshine and roses.
Do you remember where they live?
Gavin and I don't know, somewhere in Texas where Rooster Teeth is.
Texas. Okay. I guess that makes sense.
I know he's in Texas with Rooster Teeth. I know that much. Yeah. I don't know where.
And 11 hours traveling.
Honestly, you could just Google his name and find out where he lives. I bet.
Sure. Probably.
You can Google my name and find out where I live. That's just the world we live in, unfortunately. That's why it's important just to protect yourself.
You'll never find my address because I don't even know where I live.
There you go.
Yeah.
So what's going on with this moving the next one? This Atari Token thing?
That's it.
What the hell is this?
That's it. We're not even going to talk about it. There's Atari Token. Moving on. Yeah. The company known as Atari is going to be doing a cryptocurrency. That's it. We're done talking about that.
Oh, I know what this is now. Okay.
Yes.
Yep, that's it.
Yes.
Get used to it, boys and girls. Let's make a coin.
Rare.
Make a coin. All right, that's it. Move on.
Rare, the video game company Rare, says that Sea of Thieves will run on even a crappy PC. And I meant to look up the specs that they were talking about. But when they say crappy PC, I'm assuming that that's like a 440 or something in there with like a not even an i3, like something older, like a AMD FX2, like something old. Okay, I'm looking at it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, a Phenom 2 X6. That's pretty old. That's to play at 720p. That's
that's the
some
CPU
low-ass
I have
specs.
right now.
Yeah, I think that's the
Are you
one.
serious right now? That's
think
a really big fucking coincidence that's because that's literally the CPU I have.
I'm pretty sure that's the one I have too. RAM 4 gigabytes. Yeah, no, this is gonna run on fucking anything. DirectX 11 for all of them. VRAM 1 gigabyte. GPU can be integrated for 540p. If you want to play at 540p, just use your integrated CPU and GPU and you're good to go. So yeah, no, this will run on literally anything. I'm looking at
that will help a lot.
Literally anything. You could have a Raspberry Pi. I bet that will run this. I'm not even kidding.
Someone will figure it out. It'll work. You just get a high-end Raspberry Pi, you'll be good.
I'm literally not kidding. I'm looking at it. Intel Iris Pro Graphics 6200. That's nothing.
Yeah, that's anything. So
yeah, that's anything that has a graphics card on it.
well, that's going to be work for them because that helps. That means they have more potential customers.
Yeah, for sure. And that game probably needs it.
Dude, one of the biggest boosts for WoW was because back in the day it could like almost run on anything. And it ran on Mac too, so it's like it had a big. It allows you to build your potential customer base so much.
Have you ever seen WoW at launch and WoW now?
Oh, it looks completely different because they did all those like model upgrades and world graphics. They've done two overhauls.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. Have you seen TF2 at launch and TF2 now?
Actually, I haven't. I have not looked at a comparison.
TF2 looks way worse now. Like way worse now. It's crazy how it looks bad.
It got worse?
Oh yeah, because they want to because it's free now and they have hats. So, they need to do that stuff to get everybody in there.
Oh, so okay, to make it look worse so that more people could. Yes. I was like, why would they make it worse? I was like,
no, the gameplay is not worse, but like,
I know you meant the graphics.
The guns on the screen, like they cut them off, like you can barely see them on the screen now. It's so weird. Whatever to make
that makes sense now. Before I was thinking in my head, why would they make the graphics worse? It doesn't make any sense. Wouldn't that be more? It wouldn't be some extra work, and they're like, oh yeah, because they needed to run on more things.
Yeah. It's weird. It's weird. I wish that they gave you the option.
I'm appalled, Wild Matt, of this next news story. I'm appalled.
Oh, are you now?
Yeah.
Well, you're more appalled than I am because Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is not going to be out the Capcom Pro Tour, which that was actually shocking. That's what shocked me, is that the Capcom Pro Tour, the thing run by Capcom, won't have the Capcom game in it, but EVO also doesn't have it. So
yeah, it's weird because if Capcom, okay, we know Infinite really isn't that amazing. Let's be honest.
It's not that amazing, and they're probably doing this because it hasn't really worked out with Marvel in a long time.
It hasn't, no. So it sucks that Capcom doesn't want to support their own, like air quote here, relatively newer game.
Yeah,
that's a bad sign. That means that they don't even have confidence in it, and they're not even willing to even throw it in your face.
That's not what I would say. I just think that this got replaced by Dragon Ball. And EVO is definitely all about whoever has the most popularity at the time and whoever's going to give them the most money. And I'm assuming that Bandai probably gave them a little bit of money on that one.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's fine with EVO. I'm fine with that EVO. Yeah. It's the thing that is more the Capcom Pro Tour is what's weird to me.
Well, the Capcom Pro Tour leads to EVO, so it's kind of makes sense, I guess, to not have it there.
And what's nice about EVO though, there's always gonna be those hotel people who run their hotel.
So that's
gonna play old bum fuck fighting game from like 1952.
The cool thing about EVO this year is that they're gonna have a lot of like off-site streams. That is not the main stage stuff. So if you do want to watch some Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite in a hotel room, I don't know if they're gonna be exactly in hotel rooms, but you can do that. You can do that this year. So that's nice.
That's nice. I actually didn't hear that. That's good to hear.
This is the last news item right here before we go into our top 10 video game box arts. So, Senator Maggie Hassan from New Hampshire, she's a Democrat. She sent an open letter to the Entertainment Software Rating Board urging it to review the completeness of the board's rating process and policies as they relate to loot boxes and to take into account the potential harm these types of microtransactions may have on children. So out of everything that's been said about loot boxes, I actually kind of agree with her the most. But like, out of all of the times that we could be talking about loot boxes, like, now's the time to be talking about loot boxes when, there's crazy people shooting YouTube stars and shooting up high schools, and, now's the time to be talking about fucking loot boxes.
The problem with these open letters and this New Hampshire Democrat, the problem with is I need something that I can put on my thing that I tried to champion, and this just happens to be the thing she chose.
Sure.
I don't think what she's saying, bringing it up, is invalid, though.
No, everything she said in the letter is actually well worded. She's not like bashing video games and saying like fuck this and fuck that. No, it's very clear and concise message that this might not be gambling, but kids are spending a lot of money on this that doesn't necessarily have a return. It's not like, oh, I bought this stuff and I got 3 cards out of it. No, you don't even and your stuff can just go away. So like the stuff that she was talking about makes sense, but come on, man, let's talk about some serious shit.
Yeah.
But that's politics. It's always going to be about bull crap.
Yeah. But in regards to this whole idea, do I think the ESRB should put something on there? My gut feeling would be yes, because okay, here's the thing. I don't think that even the average parent's still going to read it, but it should be on. I like the idea of it being on there. It should be there for the benefit
of the kid, to be honest, because the kid is going to read it and they're going to be like, oh, hey,
if
there's loot boxes in this, and here are the it says there's loot boxes and it says that you're going to have the odds on it. Cool. That's all I need to know.
I don't even think you need the odds. If you just say that there is
I think that there should be odds. Like even blind boxes on products usually have some kind of odd on it.
If the problem with that is, what if they decide to? The thing is that I don't think that works. Is what if they decide to change the way the algorithm works, like a month into?
Well, they could then just change the number with the algorithm.
And then they got to reprint all those boxes.
No, not on the box, in the game. You just print it in the game that this has loot boxes and the odds are in the game.
Well, but the ESRB, like, other than, I've never known a game to let you just look at the ESRB. Sometimes they'll have it in there, but to like actually go to like a setting to show me the ESRB rating, I've never seen.
No, just on the back of the box. This is rated T for teen. Animated violence, blood. Oh no, but blood is M. Get rid of that. No blood. Animated violence. Occasional tobacco use, and then loot boxes. Done.
But if you want to put the odds on it, then it's
you just say loot boxes and the odds are in the game.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay. So just having it on the box I think would be helpful, because let's say you do want to be a parent who cares. Well, now this has loot boxes, I need to care and see. If it doesn't say, then I don't need to worry about it or micromanage this game. Like that I think overall it makes sense to do, because it's going to be a thing going forward. Unfortunately, it is. It's just how it's going to be.
All right, so let's do the top 10.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to start, or do I start it?
I'll go first.
Right, so
I forgot how you guys do it. You go 10-1, right?
10-1, and do you have any honorable? Not honorable mentions. Sorry, herbal mentions. Yes.
That's my show thing, sir. Yes, I do. Hotline Miami, Dead Space, World of Warcraft, Half-Life 2 in the Orange Box, and Psychonauts are my honorable mentions.
Okay, wait. Say that a tiny little bit slower, because I missed some in the middle there.
I don't like to devote a lot of time.
You said Dead Space.
Hotline Miami.
Okay, yeah.
Hotline Miami, Dead Space, World of Warcraft, Half-Life 2.
Yes.
The Orange Box, and then Psychonauts are my honorable mentions.
Okay, that's it.
These all on here for this. Other than Hotline Miami, these are all on here. Oh no, I'm sorry. Let's go online. So Hotline Miami is because the box art is freaking sweet, because it's like cool, like guy holding a fucking chick, and it's like I'm wearing this mask and I'm wrecking shit.
Yeah.
But I didn't think it was good enough to be on like the full list. Like it's just cool. It's just a cool box art that I like a lot. Same thing with Dead Space. It's a fucking arm. It's captivating. It's like you see it. Like it's an arm. Oh, that game has a fucking arm on it.
If you really like arms, you should watch the movie we talked about last week, the Cloverfield Paradox.
Yeah.
There's an arm in there.
Oh yeah, it moves by itself and everything, I think. And then these last ones are just because they're iconic to me. Like World of Warcraft, that's a big game. That's the box art. So when I see it, World of Warcraft, it brings up the feeling. Same thing for Half-Life 2. Same thing for the Orange Box, and Psychonauts. Same thing. I see that box, I'm like, oh, this is fucking Psychonauts. This is a great game. That's why those last ones are on there. And that's my honorable mentions. My honorable mentions, and I'll have a description for them as I say them, if I do. Doom 2. Doom 2 looked cool. It was just a dude with a shotgun pointing at a big monster with horns. It was nice. Street Fighter 4
is the coolest Street Fighter box art. Did not make my list. It's also the coolest Street Fighter trailer that they've ever released for any of the games. Katamari Damacy is a really cool looking box art. It's just, hey, you look at the box art, you're like, hey, there's a ball rolling over stuff. That's the game. Speedball 2 is like a fake futuristic football game, and the box cover is just a dude holding like a shiny ball screaming, and it's pretty cool. Super Dodgeball on the NES, it's just a dude getting hit by a dodgeball, and he's kind of like, and it's cool. Jet Set Satellite, it's just stylistic. You know, it was a Sega game on the Dreamcast back in the day, and it was cel shaded, and the box art was just the logo, but it was a cool logo. MGS2, Metal Gear Solid 2, Substance specifically, because it's the white cover with like the drawing of Metal Gear, like the iconic Metal Gear drawings.
Okay.
That they do. Yeah, so I like that cover. Link to the Past for the Super Nintendo has a really cool, just simplistic cover. It's gold. It's nice. Halo 4, it's Master Chief landing on something, you know, with the pose. There you go. Marvel vs. Capcom 3, there's a lot of people on that cover. It's a nice cover. Loco Roco, because it's Loco Roco. It's a nice look. I like it. Borderlands, there's a dude holding a handmade gun. You know, he made a handgun with his hand, and he's shooting his temple out, and then like the world is blowing out of his head.
I totally forgot about Borderlands. I ain't gonna lie.
The retro box art for Doom 2016. So if you flipped the box art for the 2016, it had like you could reverse it, and it looked like the original box art for Doom, kind of, but like the whole wide thing. It looked pretty cool. Final Fantasy VII. You know, just Cloud standing in front of what's that company in that game? I'm blanking on it right now. But anyways, it's that thing. He has a big sword. Spy Hunter on a Nintendo, look cool, and Maximum Carnage on the Super Nintendo. It's just Carnage over New York, and he's like, ah, and that's it. All right, there you go. That's my honorable mentions.
It's a Shinra company, by the way. I didn't want to interrupt you.
Shinra. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the Shinra company.
Yes.
Man, you had a shit ton of honorable mentions.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah, you had the list here, too. I didn't even notice that. All right, so my number 4. Boom, I've got pictures on my screen. Boom, Halo 2. My number 4? Did I say number 10? I said number 4, did I? My number 10.
Number 10.
Sorry.
Number 10.
My number 10 is Halo 2. So here's why I chose Halo 2 for my number 10. One, I love Halo 2, actually. It's an iconic game and everything, similar to why. Yeah. Yep. But what I like about the Halo 2, it encapsulates all of the, ooh, I'm a tough military guy type of cover art. It's just him standing there, double SMGs with his knees bent, and then standing above bubble. You see a skyline in the background with clouds. Like everything about that just raves. I'm just a badass protagonist that's going to do badass shit. And that encapsulates everything beautifully like that. And Halo 2 is a good game as well. And something about the Xbox, I've always liked that blob of an X in the top right.
Sure.
And the spray painted only on Xbox. So I feel like all that encapsulates why this is such a cool fucking cover art and deserves my number 10 slot.
If you say so.
Oh, I do say so. I do say so.
That's why I liked Halo 4's better, because he's like landing on some weird thing, and you're like, whoa, this game might be different. And then, no, it's not.
Yeah.
All right, my number 10 is from the NES, and it is actually a pretty rare game nowadays. It is the Tengen version of Tetris. It has a nice, beautiful Soviet building on the front of it. It looks all Russian. There's also those not ceramic, but cement Tetris pieces at the bottom. It's a nice box art, and I really liked a lot of the Tengen box arts. This is probably this is my favorite Tengen box art. The one that might be close second is Rolling Thunder. Also has a pretty cool box art, but I like the Tengen boxes. They're gold, and the box and the actual cartridge, they're the black cartridges that are unlicensed. That's why Tetris did not last very long, because then Nintendo bought up that license, and they were like, we're making our copy of this game. Yeah, so there you go. That's my number 10.
Alrighty, my number 9. People are going to say I kind of copped out a little bit on this one, but it's the ultimate the Black Gate. The reason this one is on here It's because the first time that made me realize, oh shit, Ultima was so big that they literally just have it's a black fucking cover. You can't, like, what's more black than black? Nothing, man. Nothing's more black than this. And to say that, like, this is the Black Gate, this is a totally different type of game, and this is going to be new. They didn't even want to give you any hint of what you're going to experience this game. The only that it's going to be fucking epic, and, like, just the darkness engulfs everything. So that's why this is my number 9.
Sweet. Oh God, stupid ads on this phone. Get out of here. God. All right. So, number 9 for me is pretty easy. It's a super simple cover. People might make fun of it. I don't know. It's Super Mario Brothers number 3.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And the reason I went with it is because that's the best Super Mario cover. There's no other cover that even comes close to it. People might argue Galaxy or something, but give me a break.
I was about to say, the only thing that was funny, because the only thing I could think would be better is Galaxy.
Give me a break. There's like that little star on it with, come on, man. This is the real one. It's simple. It's the truest form of Mario, with the tail, Squirrel Mario flying. That's the best. It doesn't get much better than this. So there you go.
I really can't think. I think I totally agree with you, because I cannot think of any other Mario cover art that would even be near this.
Oh, I can. 2 is the only one I considered to pick above 3, but 3's just overall as a whole better. So I went with 3.
Yeah, and Mario 64's cover sucks. Odyssey's cover isn't anything special. Like, none of those games that you debate are good.
And Super Mario Bros. 1 is just the standard black NES boxes.
Yeah, that one sucks too. Yeah, yeah, you might have a thing go. You might be kind of right there. 3 kind of. Yeah.
I like it a lot. It's yellow. It stood out on the shelf. It's nice. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, the yellow makes it pop. Like your idea of the simplicity of it, how it's so simple. Yeah, you got something going there.
Yeah.
Never considered that.
No. I still remember it now. It's one of my favorite box arts. So that's why it's my number 9. It's not my top favorite of all time, but it's there.
Yep. I'm gonna take us into a little different direction, but also kind of going the simplicity theme. Max Payne 2 will be my number 8. What I like about this is the whole setup and arrangement of it. One, it's a simple layout. They've got Max in the middle there, drooping over the lady with the cool guns. They've got the red text that draws your eyes at immediately, like Max Payne 2, the fall of Max Payne. Then you see, like, oh, it's a film noir. It's very simple, and that's what catches you in, the simplicity of the red text. And you see, oh man, this is going to be like a serious, cool fucking story, man. And that's why I like it so much, and it's my number 8, because it's like, man, look at that black silhouette. It reminded me of course, like Sin City type of stuff, and that's a classic thing used in film noir, that type of, like, oh, this gritty, dark, very clean lines and stuff, So
I like Max Payne 2, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't love it. I loved the first Max Payne, but I don't even remember what that box art looked like, so.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I don't think anything. This is purely for the cover art. The game Max Payne 2 was a good game, but nothing to write home about.
The love story was whatever. I like this girl. Oh, okay. I guess I'll protect her now.
I guess I'll protect her
right.
now.
Yeah. I just remember my wife being fucking brutally murdered. I can't get into this right now. Come on. All right. My number 8 is Alone in the Dark for the PC DOS. This is an old ass game. And all I have to say about it is the box art represents the game perfectly. You get dropped off at a house. It looks haunted. You go into it. It's haunted.
And you're going to be alone in the dark.
Yes, you are literally alone in this house. There's a big-ass worm in there with you, though, and other weird monsters. But in terms of other humans, they're not there. But, Alone in the Dark, it's a cool box art. I remember looking at this box art and being like, oh, this is interesting. And then I played it, and I was just like, whoa, these graphics are cool. These 4 polygons representing my character, pretty badass right now. So there you go.
4 polygons. Oh god, yeah. It looks. Going back, it looks so bad, but at the time, that was really good.
Yes, and That has to be the inspiration for Resident Evil. It has to be because the cameras move like that, like you go around the corner and then it's this camera angle, and you go open the store, it's the camera angle. Like
they had to take something from it for 100%.
Sure. It's just Resident Evil is more actiony.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Oh yeah, if you would call the first one, looking at the Resident Evils now, you wouldn't call the first one actiony.
I guess no. But you're
at
shooting.
The time, that was way more actiony than Alone in the Dark.
Yeah, Alone in the Dark, you were picking up stuff and putting it somewhere else and figuring out weird puzzles. There's a lot in that game.
Yeah, let's just say it on record. Pretty much Resident Evil had to just rip off Alone in the Dark.
Sure. In terms of their look and their movement and all that, yeah, like you almost had to. That's because you only had a D-pad when the first Resident Evil came out, so forward had to be forward almost. Like you know what I mean? It's weird.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, my next one here for number 7. It's actually Secret of Mana. So this one's more of a I kind of like it type of deal, but I do think it has some relevance to why it's good too. One, you have the Red Birds and the Super Nintendo entertainment system boom logo there, so the red puts points on each of the corners of the box, so it draws your eyes in. So I do think there's that. But in terms of the actual art of it, if you're going down the aisle and you're looking for something fantasy, this draws your eyes whoa, this is an RP. This is going to be maybe this game dives me into a cool fantasy world or thing. Because look at this type of foliage and everything. This is a different world than what I'm used to, and I think that is what is really unique about it in terms of that, because you get your character sitting there, they're looking off into this nature type escape, and those 3 points of red brought you in the first place to take a look, and that's why I think it's a cool cover art. Just takes you out into hey man, look at this sweet nature scene. Takes you. This could be a game where I go into a cool fantastical world, and it kind of was, of course.
I have zero opinion about this game or the box art, so I can offer nothing. I can offer nothing.
Nothing. Secret of Mana is one of those RPGs that are super good, and that hardcore RPG people know it's good, but most people think, oh, it's just Final Fantasy. So made by Final Fantasy people though, so
yes.
Say what you will about that. And that's my number 7. Boom, boom. So, 7, the best number on the table.
My number 7 is a little game called Sleeping Dogs.
All right, I want to hear this one because when I saw this list, I was like, what?
No, Sleeping Dogs is a fucking badass cover. Out of all the open world games that I can think of ever in the history of ever, maybe Just Cause 2 is close. Maybe Just Cause 1. But I literally can't think of any open world game that even comes close to touching GTA. And I love Sleeping Dogs, so maybe this, I'm a little biased in loving this box art more. But the box art it stood out to me. Black and white, drawing Asian people in an Asian town, beating up one dude in the middle there, and motorcycles and stuff. It was a cool box art. I just liked it.
Yeah, I will say that it is definitely cool. I think it's just not my cup of tea. I think that's why I was But I can see the red drawing in, and then I can't deny that the you just said, the pencil drawing. It is really cool.
You look at the Saints Row you look at the Saints Row box arts. The fourth one is the best one, and that took a long time for them to get a good box art.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. That's my number 7. Square Enix apparently knows how to do box arts. Oh no!
They do actually. If you're looking back,
this is Activision. Sorry, it was started in Japan with Square Enix, I believe, and then they just said, we don't want this.
Our dogs are woken up now. We don't need any more sleeping dogs. So you guys can have.
Yeah.
My next one is Diablo 2 for number 6. This one is pure because I like it. That's why it's number 6. It's so close to the halfway mark. It's a fucking look at it, man. Fucking demon guy skull. I think it's the witch doctor. No, I don't remember. I don't remember what that guy is. It's Diablo himself, I think. I don't really remember. But Diablo 2, man, look at that fucking giant skull guy. The text is on their right dead center with the flames. Got these different freaking demonic marks and shit around it. it looks like if you bought this, your mother would be like, "What the fuck am I gonna buy for you? This is like the Satan game." And I think because of that is what makes this really cool and unique. It's like, oh damn, this is like some dark shit right here, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that it's like so dark and just goes full blown with the stereotypical, yeah, this is fucking Diablo and this is fucking devil shit. You're gonna take down fucking Diablo and the devil, man.
Well, so the only cool thing I'll say about that box is that it's embossed, so like his face sticks out a little bit and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, so I think I want to say all of them were embossed, but I can't confirm that.
Diablo,
know,
I think
so.
Diablo 3 looked better, but that's just me.
Yep. And that's my number 6.
Also, just to confirm, Sleeping Dogs, published by Square Enix.
Oh, sweet.
There we go. All right. I almost said what my number 6 was right off the bat. My number 6 is a little game from the PS3 and the Xbox 360 and the PC. It's a Platinum Games developed title. It is Metal Gear Rising.
Oh.
This is the best Metal Gear cover art of all time. I don't care what you say.
Yeah.
We're going to argue about this maybe later. But
yep. Hands down. For sure. No, I 100% agree with you. I don't think there's any Metal Gear Solid box art that's going to be better than this.
Well, your number 2 is Metal Gear. We'll talk about it later.
But not for the same reason. But I can definitely agree that this is better than that.
So there was
in terms of like in the...
There was two. There was 2 box arts for this game. There's another one where he's looking off to the side and kind of like holding up like the sword kind of like off the side to his shoulder. I also love that box art. So I don't care what box art you had in what region. Both of them were amazing. Raiden is a fucking badass. It took them so long to get Raiden right, and when they got him right, they got him right. Have you played this game?
Oh yeah, I beat it. Yeah.
Oh, that last boss is amazing.
Oh yeah, man. When you spoilers fighting the president on top of a giant thing while he's throwing Metal Gear parts at you, it's pretty crazy.
Yes. Nanomachines
let you do anything, man. They went full blow with it. Nanomachines let you do anything.
Yeah, that
and you'll see later why I picked a different Metal Gear Solid to be higher.
That whole game is so fucking ridiculous. I love it. There's so
and
many
soundtrack, man.
Oh yeah, when you start fucking fighting a boss and it just goes, and you're just, you're like, oh my god,
everything about that game is like cranked up to 11. It's great. The cover art shows off exactly what's going on with the slicing. It's crazy. It's the music, the gameplay, everything about it, man. And Platinum did just a good job.
That game could have been a disaster, and then they gave it to Platinum Games, and holy shit, that game's amazing.
Yep, they saved that shit for sure. Halfway through here, my number 5 is actually Doom.
Sweet.
So the reason Doom's at the 5 slot is I feel that this box office is kind of iconic. I think most people most early, at least 90 gamers are gamed in the 90s, you go, yeah, fucking Doom. Like everyone, they see this, they just brings up the emotions like, yeah, Doom was awesome. And it is a cool box art too. You know, he's Doom guy's up there fucking shooting at hell demons. He's got his homie in the back there running up.
One of the demons has him, man.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like my main reasoning for picking this at 5 was just the iconics of 90s gamers, man. They see Doom, they go, fuck yeah, fucking Doom. They love it.
You can show this to pretty much anybody that was born in the 90s or, played games or were around games in the 90s, and they would know that cover.
Yeah, that's why exactly I have it there, man.
Yeah. My dad would know that cover.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he would even be like, oh shit.
Doom, what? I haven't seen this in years. All right. My number 5 is Contra. Number 3, The Alien Wars on the Super Nintendo. A lot of people would say Contra number 1 has the best box art, but fuck that, because that's just a ripoff of fucking Aliens. We all know it. It's so half-ass. It's cool. I mean, it was badass at the time. The game literally was released in the 80s, so I can see the appeal. But this box art was amazing. This sold me on the game to begin with. It's Contra, so I was already sold. But the tank is there. That weird thing with the arms that swings around all the place is there. It's there. The game. It's there in a picture. It's cool.
Yeah, it's one of these unique cases where the game is actually accurately shown through on the cover art. And in addition to that, it still plays to the whole marketplace at the time. It's like, oh man, look at all this cool shit going on in this game. This game's gonna be fucking a blast.
Yes, this looks like a cross of like Terminator and Aliens. Like,
yeah,
you're
man.
in for a fun time with this game.
So it's successful on so many different levels, and a lot of red to draw the eye in. As you notice, there's a big theme of red drawing eyes in, which makes sense because that's how you get people to look things at shelf.
So that's my number 5.
It's good, man.
Contra, number 3.
Good. Yeah. My next one's going to be people. So because my 5 to
Well,
my 5 to 1.
I'm curious as to what version of the game this is, but yeah, go for it. Oh, okay, sure.
So I chose Asteroids for my number 4. My 5 to 1 is going to be very different, all for very, very different reasons. So Asteroids, when you're looking at this, you go, yeah, man, that's a fucking game. It's got you look at it like, I want to go on space epic adventures. I want to hear pew pewy noises and stuff like that. I want to go through things. So when you look at that, you go, shit, this is a game about space. I'm going to be going through fucking meteors, and it looks fucking awesome. I think it draws into it at the time. It did a great job drawing in people what they were looking for those type of games at the time. Because you debate at that time, that console was pretty much like the space game console. If you think about it, a lot of things were.
Just to clarify, this is the 2600, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And it's seeing this cool ship on this. It's like it's almost like a painting. Seeing how the ship is right there in the center line, it's going through the asteroid, shooting its beams there, and you see one being blown up in the background. It's great, man. Like the foreground to background play, it works really well because you see the asteroids and everything that draw you in. I just love it because of that, man. And it's just great.
Yeah, I was honestly trying to look for 2600 box arts, and there is a lot of good ones, but I couldn't justify putting any of them.
And I would debate, and that's another reason I chose it too. I feel like this encapsulates the idea of the 2600 box art. I don't think anything else does it justice. Like this is the only one that's like, hey, this represents the era of it being like.
I like the Pitfall. I like the Pitfall box art. I like the ET box art is actually pretty good too.
Yeah, for me, I was actually tied between Pitfall and Asteroids because I was going back and forth on those two for this slot, and in the end, I went with Asteroids because of the whole. I stand by, and I truly believe that 2600 was like a space type of game, like a lot of shooty space games.
If this list was like the worst video game with the best box art, I might give it to ET. I might give it to ET. Yeah.
Well, I don't know, man. That we might go down a rabbit hole and discover a lot of other box arts out there.
Maybe it's possible.
Just saying. That's
right.
it. Yeah.
So but the game has to be bad also. That is the thing. And the box art
I bet there's stuff, man.
Oh yeah, sure. But you know that ET box art's pretty good. It's just ET with the kid. It's pretty good. It's pretty good box art. All right, my number 4. Yep, number 4. It is. I'm gonna stall for time here a little bit. It came out on the 360. BioShock.
Okay.
I love BioShock. The first BioShock was amazing. The storyline is what kept me pushing through that game. Because the gameplay is all right. It's not, bad or great. It's middle of the road. But man, that storyline was amazing. And it had a lot to do with the characters too, like the little sister and the big daddy. Man, that big daddy's really aggressive and he's really mean. I don't like him. But yeah, no, this gets the point across, man. You're going to be fighting these big ass dudes in this game, and it's very wet as well. Expect that. This is wet. So there you go.
Wet.
Yeah, that's my number 4, BioShock. It's just very original. Like there's so many games with just a character standing there, but how many of them have a fucking hand drill and like a shield over their entire head? It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and the cover art actually does a good job too at conveying the game. Like it does show off wet, and it shows the blue tones very heavily to note, hey, it's an underwater dark world. And they show you the tunnel leading down behind him. It's like you're going to be in a lot of tight corridor areas. You're going to meet that fucker with that flat giant fucking drill.
I also like BioShock Infinite. That's a pretty good box art too. But anyways, there you go.
That's not too bad actually. Yeah. My next one is Gradius.
Sure.
My number 3. So what I like about the Gradius artwork here, cover art, is what drew me to it is that the whole idea of like this whole tiny ship flying straight into the big one.
Yeah, but dude,
so
those spaceships aren't even in space. They're like in a room like in front of space.
I know, that's what's even more crazier. They're like, we're not going to fight in space. We're fighting outside of a pocket dimension that's outside of a doorway to space. And it's just like the idea of like shooting at, and you're like, oh, this is a game where I'm going to be taking down big ass ships, and there's some space in the background. I wonder why they're not like in space. Are they trying to represent they'll be fighting in space? And then the whole square design of it, I like that the space is in the background, and they use the lines to segregate. They're gonna be jumping out of that world and bringing you with them and taking you through that gateway to we're going to be experiencing space battles. And the logo is pretty angular at the top, which I like.
It looks like an arcade marquee. There you go, arcade marquee. There you go.
Yeah, and I feel like it does represent that as well too. So that could draw some certain gamers at the time in.
Oh, especially in the 80s, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I didn't even consider the marquee style of it. That's totally true.
Mm-hmm.
And again, red's kind of a theme here. If you notice, there's a red planet in the middle. Like the red is always strategically used very well in all these these box arts, man. And that's,
except for BioShock. BioShock is like the one example.
But see, that's a different type of thing. It's representing the game though. So doesn't need, I'm not saying box arts have to have red, but they a lot of the ones that I picked out utilize the red capturing very well.
Well, I'll talk about my 3 because it has a lot of red on it.
Oh, it does? A lot of red?
It's number 3. You can show this box art to anybody. You don't even need to show the text on it. You can just show the logo on it, and they're going to be like, oh, hey, that's Mortal Kombat. Yep, Mortal Kombat. It's super easy. It's just the logo with the dragon, with the tongue sticking out. You've seen it a million times already. But that's why it's so great. When did Mortal Kombat come out? Like 95, 94?
Yeah, I want to say 94.
Let's look this up. I'm going to look this up because
you're going to look it up.
This has been used in movies and
it's interesting because what's interesting about it is the reason that's a great cover art is because it's iconic. But think about it at the time. If you take yourself out of the iconicness, they're like, what's going to draw people in? How about a fucking cool dragon emblem to really show off that, playing to that stereotype of, it's like Asian dragons and shit when it comes to combat and fighting. And that was a cool way to get people interested in the product.
Yes.
And now it's just iconic. And that's why it's so good now. Because it's just when you see that, like you said, you truly know what you're getting into.
100%. But I still remember, like, even looking at the SNES cart with this logo on it, I was just like, oh my God, yes, I'm ready to play this game. And that logo is all over the game. It's everywhere. So Mortal Kombat came out in 1992 in the arcades.
Oh, shit. We're right. Oh, well, I was talking more about console stuff, but I
think it came out on the Super Nintendo in 93, November 93. So, 94. Close enough. So, man, Mortal Kombat, man. I can't say anything good enough about it. It spins, and it's like a coin. I would get a coin of that logo. That'd be awesome.
Hey, man, I got some sick slammers of Mortal Kombat.
Yes, that fits the bill. Is it metal?
Oh, yeah.
Well,
metal.
then, I don't care.
I would go get it now, but I don't know where it is.
That could be a coin. I have some
storage.
Mortal Kombat 1 pogs. That the characters look almost nothing like their actual characters. It's weird.
It's funny. I have a slammer, but I don't have anything else in Mortal Kombat in terms of pogs. I got a bunch of Pokemon ones. I got like Barbie. I've got like Disney. I've got so much.
I didn't keep anything. I just randomly have Mortal Kombat ones.
Oh, I got a binder. I got a binder, man.
All right, let's go on to number 2.
Number 2. What is number 2? Oh, and number 2, the Metal Gear Solid. All right, we're wrapping back around. So Metal Gear Solid. All right. So this isn't on here because it's the best Metal Gear Solid box art. It's on here number 2 because I like everything that it represents. So you're looking at this.
You picked the worst Metal Gear. Anyways,
no, I didn't. I'm going to defend this. All right, so this is my number 2 because first of all, it's a game where you sneak around, right?
What?
All right, right. Go with me.
Yeah.
So you're walking by this in the aisle. You see, oh shit, there's a guy behind a tree, and there's a fucking face in the fucking tree leaves and shit. Is he like running from this? And there's some explosions and soldiers in the back. Is he like running from this? Does he have to go through this big trap and everything? And then you realize, oh, Metal Gear Solid, that's a big sneaking game. Oh, that's fucking Solid Snake. But wait, it's in like a jungle environment. That's different. So everything when you approach this game, it comes off being like, whoa, this is like a different Metal Gear Solid game. And they're going crazy with the ham and shit on it.
Go look up the Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence box art, and you tell me.
I don't like
the
Subsistence.
Oh,
I don't like that
damn
one. Because it's not. It's just him posing there saying salute, man. It's all about this tree, man.
That's what Big Boss does, man. He salutes.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's all about this tree man, because look at, then you got the boss in the top, and it's like Solid Snake is not Solid Snake, sorry. This big boss, is becoming the new, is like, it's showing off that it's like the protege and everything too.
I hate Metal Gear Solid 3. I hate it.
That's fine. Maybe you just hate the game, man. That's totally fine.
Hey,
I think
the box art is
great
fine.
cover art, because it's like, it's so unique of how the text is right there, the tree with the cool the boss is in there, and then like how it's rooting down, and like, oh, he's hiding behind the tree, so it's a sneaking type game. A lot of explosions going on in the background.
I don't think I ever played Snake Eater. I just played Subsistence.
It's the same thing, except there's a better camera.
Yes,
what do you mean?
Yes. Well,
better camera.
Well, the camera makes a difference.
Oh no, it does. I definitely agree with you. But in terms of, you've played Snake Eater, then
I know.
A better camera.
I know. I specifically did not play Snake Eater.
That's actually one benefit to Subsistence is you can actually switch between the Snake Eater camera and the new camera. And there's actually some situations where it's more advantageous to use the actual old school.
Yeah. I remember spots that would be better in.
Yeah,
because they wanted you to see.
And that's
specific
my number
shit.
2, though.
All right, my number 2.
And you're just a Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater hater. Just saying.
I love Metal Gear Solid as a whole, so I'll hold 3 up to that same par.
Quick side tangents in the main. Quick side tangent in the main series, not
Yeah.
Raiden's.
Yeah.
Like, what's your favorite one?
1 or 4.
Okay, that's fine. All right, you can continue now. I just need to hear.
5 is probably the best game.
Yeah, mechanically. It's
Yes.
more entertaining. Yeah, for sure.
And 5 had the most potential. There's a lot in 5 that didn't pay off, that it was just like, fuck! That could have been the shit, and they didn't do it. Like a Liquid Snake. Little Liquid Snake could have fucking stabbed me to death, but it never happened. Never happened.
little liquid Snake.
Oh, he was a little bastard that whole time. I was expecting shit to go down, and it never did. But apparently that was the very next thing that they were going to do in that game before Konami was like, "Hey, we gotta release this, guys."
Yeah,
come on.
they wanted to release that game.
Yeah. Okay, so my number 2 is a pretty iconic game. This is another game where you could probably show any of the modern titles of this game, just the box art and no text, and people would go, "That is Grand Theft Auto 4." Yeah, I went with 4. That's right. I don't like 5 that much. The box art of 5 is whatever. 3's okay. The box art of 3's all right. And then, San Andreas and Vice City's pretty good. I do like that box art of Vice City because it does look very 70s or 80s. But yeah, Grand Theft Auto 4. I mean, it is probably my favorite Grand Theft Auto in the series, so there is that too. I might be a little bit biased, but the whole look of Grand Theft Auto now in trailers and all that, like, it's pretty set in stone, and when you see it, it's like, that is the look for that game. And it's not original, like, here's like a line crossing over, and there's another scene behind it. That's been done before, but Grand Theft Auto definitely makes it look good, and it has the main character on there, the sexy lady that they always have, all the staples of Grand Theft
they
Auto.
always gotta have that sexy lady panel.
Yes.
Even if they're not in the game at all, they'll have to have a sexy lady panel.
Mm-hmm. So that's my number 4. It's just so iconic, and it's like
your number 2.
Oh, sorry, my number 4. Yeah, GTA 4 is my number 2.
That's why.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
it's okay. I think I said 8 for 7 earlier.
For a look that only developed, when did GTA 4 come out? Because San Andreas did have that look in the trailers, but the box art did not look like that. Anyways, it's not like Mortal Kombat, right? It's not like this look has been around for fucking 20 years. It's been around for maybe 12, maybe 10 years. It hasn't been that long. And everybody knows it, so it's awesome. That's my number 2. Somebody's buzzing me for some reason.
Someone's buzzing you, dog.
Yeah.
They want your attention. They want you to answer the door.
I'm not answering it.
They're just gonna be like, they're gonna press it harder. Get down here.
I don't know who it could be, so I'm just not gonna answer it.
All right. So my number 1 is actually kind of it's the follow up from your second one. Is mine's Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
All right.
All right. So we have this actually for a completely different reason. So I chose Vice City for my number 1, not because I think it's a great cover art, actually. I think it's one of the modern examples of how a cover art can become infamous and beyond the game. Because if you notice, Vice City was the time that was the first one where suddenly you saw merchandise. You saw people mimicking the style of having that type of cover art as like a piece of branding or a type of cover art that is used for like shirts and stuff. Like they would take this and put it on things. And actually, as you know, like even the Epileptic Gaming Days, what was one of the cool wallpapers people did. They made their own Vice City cover. And it was Vice City I chose specifically because it was the first one that introduced the idea of you gotta have the pretty lady, you gotta have this, you gotta have the panels and everything like that. And since it was the first one to do it, and the first one at the time to cause people to go out and actually mimic it and express like, yes, this is the branding of Grand Theft Auto. But 4, I definitely agree with you, does it much, much better.
Well, so that's the thing, right? 3 kind of started it, but it was like square panels, so it kind of just didn't attract you as much. This was like lines kind of like going all over the place.
Yeah, and different type of and more unique things going on and everything like that. So that's why I feel I chose Vice City as my number one because it was the first modern example of it becoming more than just the cover art. Like people just mimicked it, and then if they saw, and like even for Grand Theft Auto branding, when you see that and you see posters or you see people mimic it, they go, "Oh, they got that idea from Grand Theft Auto." It brings that fuzzy feelings of the Grand Theft Auto style artwork. And what's so funny because you even brought it up, they did not invent this shit, but they took it, and now everyone thinks when they see that panel design, "Oh, they're taking it from like Grand Theft Auto." That's what people say now, which is so interesting because it's not something original at all. They're paying homage to other things in their cover art as well, like their classic 80s and even 70s.
Well, that was the whole thing about this look, is that it was kind of like retro and like, you know, like even GTA 3 is like, isn't that set in the 90s? I forget what GTA 3 is set.
It's like mid to late 90s, maybe early 2000s. No, I think it's like a late 90s thing.
Grand Theft Auto. Because I don't know if it's actually specified what year 3 is.
There's a whole wiki on the timeline for Grand Theft Auto. Liberty City was 1917. No, we don't care about GTA 3. Holy shit, there's a fucking huge... I didn't know that there was so much lore. I forgot that all the games somehow connect.
Yeah, because Vice City and San Andreas are technically 3.
Yeah, so Auto Advance was set in 2000s, and then Liberty, and then technically GTA 3 was after that. So
San
Grand Theft Auto 3 right here, 2001. It's set
2001. Close. I would still almost
honestly,
consider that
it's
90s.
Like a late 90s feeling game.
Yeah. And San Andreas is 92. So that's almost 80s still.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that pretty much is 80s. I agree.
Yeah. All right, so that's your number one. Not a bad choice. Not a bad choice. My number one is your number 5.
Yes.
Yes, it is Doom, the number 1 game, the first game. I mentioned Doom number 2 in my honorable mentions. The only reason I didn't put in my top 10 is because Doom 1 is just a better box art. And I'll tell you why. The 2016 game has this box art reversible on the box art that is in there, just longer and cooler, and kind of like an interpretation of what the rest of the picture would be. And yeah, you could literally show this to fucking anybody. I bet my dead grandma would know what this box cover is. That's how fucking iconic this box cover is. I can't think. Really I cannot think of one other box art that would stand out more than this one. I mean, there's a lot of games that would stand out more than Doom, but just the box art itself, I can't think of one. I tried.
Yeah,
I tried really hard. GTA might be the only one, but GTA has such a big name that I think it's the name and the art kind of mixes together. This is mainly just the art. Like, the game is cool, but there's a lot of people that did not play Doom that saw this thing that still remembers it today.
Yeah, I know, like, a lot of there was like metal fans that would have this up as a poster. Like, they knew it was a game, but they didn't play it, and they're like, "Yeah, that's it. That's Doom, man. That represents Doom. That represents the metal and the devil and the killing and all things like that. Like, it represents something good." And it is better than GTA because GTA is only big because the branding was successful and it superseded it. Like, this is truly, like you said, you look at it, you know it's Doom. You know,
dude, Doom was so huge at the time, and yes, the game was amazing. Like, I would say 99% of it had to do with the game. But if you just look at that box art, man, and you saw it at a store and you flipped it, The second you flip that box art, you were like, "Whoa, look at this game! Holy shit!" But like, it's the front thing that drug your eye to it. But man, yeah, seeing that game in person, man, Doom was mind blowing back then. Like mind blowing, like boom! I already played Wolfenstein 3D before it. Wolfenstein was fine, but Doom, man, like there was stairs and monsters shooting fucking fireballs at you. It was, oh my god, it was so amazing.
Yeah, man. It really was, and it's just like the cover art represents everything, and even the cover art even represents it. Like,
so I think so. Here's what I think the cover art represents more than the actual game. I think the cover art represents what they wanted the game to be more than what the game is actually.
Yeah, you got to use a little bit of imagination when playing. The graphics weren't that amazing.
Well, because if you look at the box cover, there's the dude in the back running towards him, and that was initially going to be part of the game. Is that the first few levels? It was going to be you and your crew just walking around, just having some fun, doing some co-op-y things, and then bam, you'd have an invasion, and then everybody would get killed except you, and then that's how that game was originally supposed to begin, but technical limitations prevented all that stuff from happening in the first Doom. If you look at Doom 3 is pretty much just Doom 1 in 3D.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
It's not a very good game. The third one's not very good.
Hey man, the flashlight. The flashlight, man. You couldn't attach to the gun. You had to whip out your flashlight and then switch to the gun.
Hey man, just like real life.
Just like in real life, someone would have taped the fucking flashlight.
Not if there's a bunch of aliens after you. You wouldn't have the time.
I would have taken. I think most people would have taken the time to find.
I like how you're like you're on Mars and you don't have a fucking gun with a light on it. Come on, man. Come on. What is this?
Just find a way to attach it, man. Some screws, some duct tape, some good old fashioned spit, whatever.
You're telling me that there's not going to be a fucking just a gun that shoots light when you're on Mars already? Come on.
Oh, I guess that's right. They have lasers, right?
Yeah, the big fucking gun is in Doom. It's in there. That does actually cause light. That's another thing about Doom. Like Doom, the lighting system in Doom was so revolutionary at the time. Oh. Like lighting in a video game, holy shit, that was amazing. Doom as a game was amazing, so I could talk about it all day.
Oh yeah,
I could also listen to John Carmack talk all day. Those are two things I would do.
Yeah, remember what was it, like a year ago or a year and a half? It might have been a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago. He released an updated level.
That was John. It's not Carmack. That was the other John
Romero.
John Romero. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a hard level that he was trying to make back in the day, and he was just like, "Oh, this isn't gonna work."
Isn't that crazy? You can still find a way to update your Doom to play that. Like you don't even need like an emulator. Like you can just can run it and put this patch in.
Oh, it's not even hacking. It's just a WAD file.
Yeah, it's
so
super simple. It
you just put it in. You just put it in the folder, and if you're running, it depends what Doom you're running. But Doom 95 back in the day when they made that first version for Doom, you could select which WAD you would load before you would actually load Doom. So you could have everything in the folder, and then just go, I want to play Simpsons Doom today. Boop. There you go. Playing Simpsons Doom today. Oh man, There's so many cool WADs back in the day. Now
it's great.
Doom is still cool.
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
Okay, so like Doom is still cool. There's a lot of WADs, but like I feel like they're all like Brutal Doom. Like if you're not playing Brutal Doom, you're doing it wrong in 2018.
Yeah. That's the one to play. Yeah, like people just try to imitate. Like I can make something that's cool, but it's essentially it's just you should just play Brutal Doom.
Brutal Doom is a lot. Funny enough, I don't. Brutal Doom, if you look at it, is a lot like 2016 Doom, but with the old graphics. Because you're kicking people, you're fucking ripping heads off. Like, there's a lot of that in the new Doom.
Yeah, that's like I would say that's a core gameplay experience of the new modern one that came out. Yeah.
And Brutal Doom is a lot about kicking people in the head, and while they're down, just ripping their head off, or there's a lot of animations in Brutal Doom that are cool.
Yeah, that is kind of true. Actually, I never thought of it like that.
Doom. The thing about Doom 2016 is just I think it surprised everybody.
Yeah, because even me, I was like, nah, they can't make a good Doom. That's not possible. It's past its prime. There's nothing you can do to bring in value, and they did. It worked out great.
Yeah, for sure.
It worked out freaking phenomenal,
so
man.
We're going to end it right there. So we're gonna
that's our
start
top
taking
10.
calls. So I want to start taking calls again someday whenever we have viewers again. But here's the thing: we will have viewers, but you're on Discord. I want to get Skype
You can get
callers.
Skype.
So
It's
yeah,
fine.
but here's the thing though. I guess you could be on the call in Skype also. Skype is weird now. Skype has changed a lot since the last time I seriously used it for a podcast.
Yeah, it's also still poop, but
Oh yeah, it's still poop. But
yeah.
let's say somebody calls you while you're in a call, you can't accept that call into your current call. Now that you can't do that anymore.
No, you can't.
Skype sucks.
Man, just fucking just pay like the $10 a month and just get a dedicated phone line and just get that stupid device so you can just bring in phone calls on your computer.
I guess. No. Well, the problem is that I need to get so. Like if I do Skype on my phone and plug my phone into the soundboard, you will hear the calls, but the callers won't hear you. That's what I got to figure out next in my loop around way to get Skype
we'll
on the
talk
show.
about it because I have a setup that can support that actually. So if you want me,
Is it virtual audio cable?
No, I literally have a mixer that lets me plug. I can just plug in a Skype feed and then you can hear them, he can hear you, and everything like that. So.
Oh, do you have 2 sound cards?
No, I have a dedicated device that runs Skype.
Okay, but how would they hear me if you did that?
So pretty much you treat just like an audio device on a mixer. So
yeah, okay, okay. All right, I can see how this would be confusing. Okay, so how would they hear me on your end because I'm on Discord?
My mixer has the ability to just send your feed to them. I have that ability.
I also could do that, but the problem with me doing that is that your audio would also be in that signal. So it would just be all on my PC. I want.
We'll talk.
Just yeah.
I'll tell you how I get it to work. We'll talk.
I gotta go after this anyways.
We can talk in the future.
I've already done the show way longer than I thought I was gonna do it. So hey,
we just got so into those cover arts, man.
Yes. So hey, thanks for tuning in. Fresh Air is Overrated. That's number 263 in the books. It's done.
Boom, closed it.
Yes. Top 10 video game box arts. Nice. My dick is so hard right now. That's why I gotta go. That's why the show's over. I just can't take it anymore.
That's why your dick is hard. The box arches were so good. You
I know.
gotta go. You can't
I know.
handle life right now.
I can't even talk right now. All right, so that's it. Fresh Air is Overrated.
Show, boys and girls.
MegaSocial.com. Go to that website. All the shows are there. Literally every one of them. There might be a 0.5 episode missing here or there, but all the mainline episodes are there. So go check that out. It's like 300 files almost. It's crazy.
Binge listen. Just do it.
If you want, like our first episodes are from like 2008. That's like 10 years ago, bro. That's so long ago.
Yep.
And it's just crazy to think about. It might not be 2008. Fresh Air might have started in like 2010, and I started podcasting in 2007. When I started podcasting, the word podcast was not a term yet.
Yeah, man. Time flies. Nothing's changed.
It's insane. It's insane.
It really is, man. Insane in the membrane.
And now if you think about it, I don't even know why they're still called podcasts. Who the fuck has a fucking iPod? No one. That's
Another thing that Apple cornered.
All right, so we'll be back next week at 6 p.m. Eastern, as always.
Yep. Peace out, homies.
I'm Matt. He's Matt.
I'm Matt 19.
See ya.